everyone, and welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. It is good to see you on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Laura Papetti. We begin with this. Former WSU coach Nickrolovich is now suing the university. Rolovich was fired earlier this week after he was denied a vaccine exemption. According to his lawyer, he has filed a lawsuit against WSU and all parties responsible for his termination. In a statement sent to KREM 2, he says Rolovich was escorted by police to his car immediately after he was fired. He was not allowed in his office or allowed to speak to the team. The statement also talks about Pat Chun not making arrangement, they say, for a religious exemption, which Rolovich did request. We have reached out to WSU for statement, but have not heard back from them just yet. However, we'll have more information, of course, coming up tonight on KREM 2 News right here beginning at 4 o'clock. Also, a lawsuit has been filed against Governor Inslee and the state's Office of Financial Management, again concerning the vaccine mandate. It comes from the Teamsters Joint Council 28, which represents thousands of state employees. The lawsuit does allege employment-based vaccine mandates could have a discriminatory impact on Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. They are demanding terminations be halted until more information and worker demographic information is provided by the governor's office. Also, hundreds of people are without a job since the vaccine mandate deadline did pass, and many people are wondering if they can now file for unemployment. Christine Pei from our sister station in Seattle showing us the answer, and in fair warning, it's not so simple.
Some of them will have a good argument for getting benefits.
Employment attorney Ann Paxton is telling us there's a chance workers could qualify. Her work at the Unemployment Law Project deals mostly with unemployment benefit appeals.
Well, the system is set up to ask questions of them and let them give them a chance to make their case.
But there's a catch.
The Employment Security Department has made it clear it does not have a blanket answer.
The State Employment Security Department, which handles unemployment benefits applications, says if a worker doesn't get a required vaccine and is let go because of it, the agency will look at several factors. They look at when the employer started the requirement, what the allowable exemptions are, and why the worker did not comply with the vaccine mandate. The exemptions that should excuse them from getting the vaccine will come into play.
Moral objection, religious objection, or a medical issue comes up, they do investigate.
But what about back in August when Governor Inslee announced the mandate?
If you leave, the vast majority of people will not be eligible for unemployment compensation either. So people will be out of paycheck the day that they're discharged.
King 5 found out there is some wiggle room. An ESD spokesperson says if someone qualifies for an exemption, but it can't be accommodated, they would likely be eligible for unemployment benefits. For example, if a firefighter got a medical exemption but could not be accommodated to stay on the job because of how close they interact with the public, that firefighter may still have a shot at getting unemployment benefits.
Well, I think the best thing is to be prepared with, the best evidence they have.
Paxton says if you fall in this category, questions will be asked, such as did a worker requesting an exemption refuse other vaccines in the past?
They'll usually want some evidence of a medical problem that would explain why they needed to separate.
And for religious exemptions, be prepared to explain.
And the type of questions they're going to ask there would be to establish, is this a sincerely held belief?
In Seattle, Christine Pei, King 5 News.
All right, we're going to take a moment right now, look outside on this somewhat cloudy and a bit of a rainy day overlooking Riverfront Park. Beautiful colors in the trees out there. Not so beautiful if you're standing outside like meteorologist Thomas Patrick. He's in the KREM 2 Outdoor Weather Center. What do you know for this afternoon, Thomas?
Hey, listen, I'm enjoying the rainfall. We'll get a little bit wet just standing out here, but it is a pretty light rainfall, so as long as I'm not out here for a couple hours, I think the clothes will be just fine. But the steady rainfall has been coming down since about 8 o'clock this morning. Still dealing with it at this hour in Spokane. You see a little bit of yellow on the radar here, little bits of some heavier downpours, but probably not lasting for all that much longer. Most of this rain is moving from south to north, and even in the last hour, we're getting a little bit of some lightning, a little bit of thunder off of some of these heavier cells that are pushing through the Idaho side of the Palouse. This is only going to last through about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We will start to dry out, maybe even see a few peaks of sunshine later on today. But this is just the first weather system that is sliding through. Again, lightening up for the afternoon hours today. But these rain chances pick back up heading into the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday of next week all have very good chances for rainfall, and probably more than what we're getting right now in the Outdoor Weather Center. So coming up, going to detail when the heaviest rainfall is going to fall with our next weather systems and how much rain you can expect in your city. That's all coming up in a few minutes.
Thomas, thank you. Spokane police are investigating a fatal shooting that happened this morning. They were called out to a West Central neighborhood after people reported hearing gunshots. When officers arrived on scene, they found a body in the middle of the road. This is on West Boone Street. Police have not identified the victim, but we will certainly bring you the very latest information. Of course, you can track it on KREM.com and always on the KREM 2 mobile app. Also, in the meantime, police arrested a person in connection to a fatal shooting that happened this past weekend in downtown Spokane. Police arrested 24-year-old DeAndre Johnson Monday night. Officers say Johnson shot and killed Stevie Cabot on Saturday around midnight on West Riverside Avenue. Johnson's bail has been set now to $1 million. We have an update also on an Amber Alert in central Washington. Yakima police have canceled the Amber Alert issued this morning for a missing 3-month-old little boy after he was found safe. The Amber Alert was issued after the child's mother called police to report a domestic incident with the boy's father. And it is 12:07 right now. The general election is just 2 weeks away. Early voting is now underway in Kootenai County. You can vote now at the Elections Department. Early voting does go through October 29th. Voting hours are from 8 until 5. Then on Election Day, November 2nd, the polls will open from 8 in the morning until 8 at night. And more students are heading down to Moscow, marking a 5-year high for enrollment at the University of Idaho. Taking a look, more than 11,000 students are enrolled this semester, which is almost a 5% increase from fall of 2020. U of I says affordability is bringing in more out-of-state students, which is boosting diversity on campus. The university wasn't able to completely escape the impacts, of course, of the pandemic, with freshman retention down about 2%. And the gunman in a Florida high school shooting was in court today. Next at noon, we tell you what he had to say during that appearance.